Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Steam for Thursday, August 31st. I'm Ramon Scott, coming to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas, and I'm by myself again today as we have Mindy on the mend. That's what we'll call it today. I think the reports are good from Mindy so far. We're bummed that she's still going to be out because this is a big day, not only today, but this weekend. I mean, we're all fired up, aren't we, about tonight's action with our college football games? We'll preview those. Get your picks, of course, on them. We only have four baseball games. We have one day game to keep us to tide us over a little bit until these football games tonight. I know it's just the four games that we're thinking about here tonight, but we'll preview those, and we're going to do that at the end of the show. I think we'll do, because we didn't have a lot of I don't know time to tell you about what we're going to do as far as previewing. So I'm going to do today's just the four games, but we know there's a ton of uh, FCS action, and I'm going to be coming at you with premiums. I'll just let you know. I'll probably have premiums. Also, maybe check the Discord today. There's a lot of FCS action, and it's going to make the day quite awesome because you can see a lot of those games. You can find a lot of those games, good teams. If you're into it, I know the four games are going to be probably enough to tide you over at least. Hello to everyone in the chat coming in, getting ready. Man, I just don't know where to start without Mindy, with all this action going on. I'm watching games right now. FIFA World Cup. Anybody just watch Japan come with that monster comeback against Venezuela? They didn't cover the spread. They were favored by 10.5. They trailed by double digits in the fourth quarter. I want to say it was inside of 5 minutes, and then they smashed late Japan. Venezuela just couldn't stop them. It still went to Venezuela as far as covering the number for all the way across the board. Venezuela got the money, and the game stayed really. It went over the opening number, and it might have went under the closing number. Hey, hope you guys grabbed my complimentary play in FIBA today in the Discord. We gave out Mexico and New Zealand over 163.5. I think it went pretty well. Another FIBA winner. Final score 108-100. Way over the total there. Earlier, it was Finland beating Cape Verde. This is a classification round now. There's like another round. This is the second round in a way. Nobody's gone home yet, but some teams will be heading home. We know that. They've taken a bow. Teams like New Zealand. Too bad. I've enjoyed them, but Mexico did a nice job to win that game. They were 10.5-point underdogs. Mexico wins right now. I'm trying to bring home another winner in the Discord. South Sudan and Philippines. I have this one going over 170. 1.5, I think we put it. It's I still think it's going to go over. It's midway through the third right now at 96 points. It's trending under right now, but Philippines, they've started to come back a little bit. South Sudan cannot find the bucket. And also in action right now, Egypt and Jordan. I'm going to get you another free winner here in just a moment for the action coming up. I think we've hit all but one so far of the live plays. We won yesterday's live play again. That we gave out on the show, right, with Spain and Iran. Was it Spain and Iran under that we gave out on the show? And that one came home. Iran is back in action right now against France, coming up at the bottom of the hour. Iran, they're slow. They're stuck in the mud. They're going to be 20-point underdogs here against Iran. Yeah, they were able to hang in there against Spain in that game with those 33 points. This one, lowest, it's a low total of 156. We're going under in this one as my first play to start us off to keep us interested here in the morning. I'm going to start off right away with a play. I'm going under in this game coming up at the bottom of the hour here between Iran and France. There were some other games Lebanon upset Ivory Coast. If I'm into this. I'm into this tournament mostly because of prepping for the show when the tournament's on, and there's some pretty decent ball. I like watching the Philippines. I mean, they got a great look. The PBA, if anybody ever watched the PBA, they got a fun guard-oriented league. It's pretty awesome, but it's not the highest caliber. They do love their basketball, no doubt, in the Philippines. But right now, South Sudan leading this one, 55-44 with 4 minutes to go. Let me say hello to some folks. Here's the itinerary. We'll just do Major League Baseball first. Just 4 games. What are we going to do? Has there been? We've talked about some short cards. This feels like it might be the shortest of the season with 4 games today. Also, we'll take a look at the WNBA, 3 games in the WNBA. Then we'll look at the 4 college football games tonight. And then we'll get into, and tell me if we're missing anything, but then we'll get into Saturday. I'm just going to go over the games that are at noon Eastern, 11 Central, and 9 Pacific. We're going to go over to Tony'sPicks.com in just a moment, take a look and see how things went yesterday. But let's start to say hello as people file in here. Try to get you out of here. I don't know how long you want me to take. Probably not 2 hours like we did yesterday. Can't talk for that long. But I want to say hello to everyone as they're coming in here. And we'll see who's going to join us today. Get your plays ready for the action. And then maybe tomorrow, we'll preview the Friday football games and then continue our coverage of college football for the day on Saturday. And we'll just cross our fingers next week that we have Mindy to get it back. But we'll see. Just want to touch on some, speaking of, tennis, if anybody's following tennis action at the U.S. Open, some pretty awesome action so far. Did anybody watch Taylor Townsend yesterday? I thought that was the funnest match. But we saw some things going on that are certainly of concern at the U.S. Open. We saw Ons Jabeur physically struggling on the court with illness. Dominic Thiem also, he lost. He was visibly ill during the match. We know that analyst John McEnroe is not commentating right now due to illness. There's just talk about in New York. We saw also Eubanks, the young American, also physically struggling, rushing off the court, and Emil Rusevori also taking ill. So they're having a little bit of tough luck in New York. We know we don't shut events down anymore or anything like that. Look, Joker looked good, but I'm just talking about, I've been in some pretty hardcore tennis chat rooms, okay? And maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to take a look at some right now with the odds are what they are. If you like someone else maybe to come along, and maybe Djokovic will not be at 100% fitness throughout the remainder. Look, there's no doubt he dominated. There was no sign of illness here, but and I'm not saying these chat rooms get a little goofy, but already seeing some things going on there. Speaking of Mindy there, I want to say hello to Ron. Did anybody, Mindy, of course, of Nebraska Omaha grad, a softball star there. Did anybody see Nebraska Omaha against the University of Nebraska volleyball match last night? Played in front of 92,000 plus at Memorial Stadium, the most fans to ever witness a women's sporting event. Congratulations to the Huskers and the Mavericks. They were the road team, but they put the court right in there. They played the match kind of at sunset. It was pretty beautiful out there, a sea of red. It was pretty awesome. 92,000 in Memorial Stadium on volleyball day in Nebraska. A really exciting event. So just saying hello to everyone in there. Blake is here. Sports Girl is here as well. Everyone's thinking about Mindy. I got her plays yesterday. I could have did her a little bit more of a solid maybe. She sent me some winners, and I picked a few losers on the. We had some winners. We had some ups and downs. Frankie Diamond, hello, and a lot of talk about those Phillies today. Uh, are these prices getting too high on the Phillies as well? I'm curious to know your take. I'm going to need you guys' help again today, obviously, without my partner here. And Nathan, no doubt about it. I mean, there's a huge, it was a record turnout ever for the U.S. Open yesterday, over 70,000, 72. I don't know what it was. They didn't get as many as they did for volleyball in Nebraska, but that's just the nature of the facility, I'm sure. It would have been a big crowd there. Hello to Beanie Man. Let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com and see what happened yesterday on the site. See who had a winning day and get the commercial in here, if you will. I'm kind of watching South Sudan. It's not looking great. We haven't had too many losers here in FIBA, but this one's starting to slow down here a little bit. South Sudan by 13. So, all right, let's go over to the website. Let a few more people come in here, and then we'll show you almost 4 dozen right now. Collins Brown, he continues to be on a roll. Yesterday he went 6-1. He's had a great week. Hollywood Sam 3-1. Ralph Raymond 4-3, and Tony T with a couple of winners yesterday, including the Tampa Bay Rays. Tony had Tampa Bay 3-0. They win it in 10 innings. Boy, that one was a real battle with those starters with Eflin and Luzardo. Went 0-0 all the way until extra innings, and they won it 3-0. So also Tony had the Guardians in that game against the Twins. Mindy said she liked the Guardians in that one, and we gave out the total over. And even after I talked about, these game teams always go under. Over the last week at the website, take a look. Collins Brown, real strong percentage here. 28-15, up 10.5 units. Nick Vartini also carrying the day at 65%, plus 747. There's our morning steam team, still with some winners. Like to produce, I feel like a little bit of the chemistry between Mindy and I is gone with having to kind of talk back and forth via text, but we're going to get her back to 100% and get her in here. Joseph Schultz and Ralph Raymond as well. Last 30 days, it is our morning steam team, still up there, 25 units over the last 30 days. I'm cranking out there nearly 18 units of profit. Also over the last 30 days, Ralph Raymond up there, Nick Bartini and Joseph Schultz. They're not new handicappers anymore. They've been around a few months. So we don't see much of these folks, but they are part of the team, and I'm here to promote them, no doubt about it. So I'm rooting for them to do well. All right. Don't forget our premium picks are going to be here. Premium picks today in Major League Baseball, WNBA, college football. What else could we find to dole out some picks? Maybe some soccer action. I tried to get cute last night, you guys. I was on a run in soccer. If anybody, I don't know if you follow these leaderboards or anything, you're in for the free picks. I'm going to give out free picks in just a moment. I'm going to keep talking. But until everybody rolls in. So I was on a 12-0-3 run documented here on the site in soccer, and I decided to load up yesterday in Major League Soccer, and I went 1-2. So pretty bad. Ready to get to some college football to cheer me up a little bit. All right. Anyways, our premium picks over at Tony'sPicks.com, our top plays are going to be over there, including mine, the ones I'm talking about with these records, if you will, here. Yeah, we try to give out as many free winners as we can here on the show. And we do. That's proven with our morning steam picks. Remember the way it's working right now, you guys. So I'm still giving out the pick that I like here on the show, maybe sometimes with your help as well. Mindy uh, then also goes over the car. I don't think she's watching the show. She's probably sleeping, and then gets up, sends over her plays. What I think it's what she would have given out on the show. Then I'm able to go over them, and it would have been just like if we were on the show and make those our premium consensus that we're all about here on the show. All right, that could be her right now. I don't know. All right, let's take a look at who's got packages up, ready, and available for the action tonight. It's going to be Tony T. He's got a 3-pack, including 2 in Major League Baseball and 1 in college football. And Collins Brown, he's ready to go. He's he's big in the SEC. I don't know what he'll be doing. I'm just telling you that, knowing Mr. Brown. And he's got a 3-pack of winners, and that's on discount. That's on discount for sure. $25 right there for 3 picks from Collins Brown. All right. Just firing up the computers here a little bit. Bear with me. Producing, and I don't have that buffer. I don't have that buffer from Mindy to keep me going. So also don't forget $15 best bets and premium picks. Nick Lagarettos has one in Major League Baseball. Ben Ruhala has one in baseball. Tony T does as well. Pick Ticker gives you the latest games in chronological order, and they're already loaded up. Tony T, Ben Ruhala, Collins Brown, Nick Lagarettos. Hey, even Ramon Scott's got something up there for the weekend. In fact, I got quite a few loaded up for the weekend. But kind of saving for tonight. We get a little package together here. Definitely likes these games. I'll try to give you some free winners in the end. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, I will also give out a pick in the CFL game tonight. Somewhere in here, I'll squeeze it in. Hope I can get you guys out of here at a decent time. But I want to give you some, I don't know. I'll just skip the analysis, go with the picks. That's what it feels like. All right, say hello to a few more folks, and I'll get this show started with you guys. GoFundMe for a new computer here. The one I'm working on is just fine. You right here. All right, a few more names I think coming in. Let's see who else we got. Steve says, "Take care, Mindy." Howard, good morning, my babies. And I don't know if Howard knows, and I always say it like that, and don't take offense, Howard calling us affectionate names or anything. And I don't know if Howard got it from, I watch a certain poker tour, and the announcer always says, "Hello, my babies." And I don't know if that's where Howard got that. And it's kind of a goofy way to introduce yourself to an audience of viewers. But hello to Kay. Michael Roberts talking about some big wins. Relly Buns, hello, Relly Buns is here. Woo-hoo, getting on that train. And JJ says, what about this NC State spread today? Why is it off 14? Why did they change the spread to 14 with NC State? All that, there's a lot of, well, I'll talk about it. You know what you're going to get from me on these previews. Not so much the X's and O's. I mean, that's for somebody else. I'm telling you the trends, the betting patterns, and I'm going to tell Jay why they did it when we get to that game. And talking about the Huskers tonight. He's going to buy it up. Thank you, Jay. Good to see you. Jared Bush says he got Nebraska. Yeah, and I think Jared, he's just saying that Jay says he's got plus 10 at minus 200. He's just getting that extra points there. And hello to Jeremy Bryant as well. Thank you, Howard. All right, you guys. I guess I'm ready to go. I don't know. I'll add some other, another off-topic, waste time. We need to get to the show. So, Philippines down 6 here. And don't forget that other game just 4 minutes away from starting. If you've been watching the show, Jeremy, thanks for tuning in. I just gave the play out. And I don't know, you guys. Look, they always say, "Oh, do you track your play?" I don't track the. I do them every day. I track the plays here on the show, and I know if I have a good day. I don't track. I give out a play on every game as a policy of the show. I mean, so it's kind of I don't want to be putting that record to the test. I just want everyone to have a good time and have some plays. I'm trying to give out the best possible, but don't track the actual free play. We do when Mindy and I agree, obviously, and all that. Hello to Gerardo. So Jeremy, matchup between France and Iran. He did ask, do I like either? I'm not sure. I have the side pinned down in that one. I mean, obviously Iran, they'll bog you down, and that's I don't know. They're not going to come close to winning against France. Certainly, even though France has been it's a disappointment. A disappointment, France. They talked a good game and haven't really necessarily been able to back it up. So, uh, but Iran, they're just so slow, aren't they? And I went under, Jeremy, as our play on the show. And again, we continue to win these games. Philippines on a run here, down 4 now with that alley oop bucket. So exciting game. Uh, Nathan says maybe lay the 20.5 with France here. Can France kind of get going? Man, Iran, they'll just bog you down, though. They'll just bog you down. So I'm going under as my official play, and we've been very strong on those. We're on a winning streak, I'm pretty sure, on those 9:30 a.m. plays that we've been giving out. So, yeah, South Sudan, it's totally stopped here. In the second half, Philippines has outscored South Sudan 23-9. And it's not going. I'm going to have a loser here a little bit, but I think the winners, anybody's been following it, knows we've been having a pretty good tournament. And we'll take our chances with that game. Okay. Major League Baseball is going to start us off here today with 4 games. 4 games. Yankees and Tigers will start us off with Clark Schmidt going up against Matt Manning in this one. You've got the Yankees here on the road as a favorite. Like there's some great team here. And I mean, still, if anything, they're dead. $1.25 here. Let me make sure I have the latest line. $1.25, 8.5 over 15. In this one, I'll let you guys kind of get your comments and plays ready as well. All right. Okay. For me in this one, yesterday in the matchup between the Yankees and the Tigers, Mindy did send me. She did like the Tiger. We went with the Tigers. Yankees ended up getting the win and the run line cover yesterday in this game. So we did take it on the chin in that one. Just want to mention, though, right now, before I conclude with this game, mention in the who was it in the chat that Nathan said he likes France. Get on it right now if you're interested in that. France is on the move. The bets are coming in on France just moments before tip here. They're up to 20.5 at some books. This is late steam. This is late steam on France. I probably would back this. This looks very solid. The game's just about to get underway. Late money coming in. This is how a market move sometimes works, getting on some, when they say late steam, this might be the cue there. And like Nathan's call there, now that steam's rolling in, I'm gonna go with Nathan. I'm gonna say France. Okay, back to the baseball now. I didn't even get to my analysis yet. Here come the plays though from the chat, and right now it's gonna be Detroit money line here for Dre. Yankees for Blake. Michael says Yankees, but Rays on the Tigers. I think that enough people down on the Yankees that the Tigers are going to get some attention here. Yankees first 5 here from Jared. Yankees, let's see here. Schmidt in the first 5 innings, he has a record of 9, 11, and 6. Manning is 5-7-1. I don't know if there's anything necessarily to that. Yeah, maybe. Again, right? So, man, sorry, you guys. Uh, if anything, right, maybe the Yankees, kind of like we said with some of these teams, they're dead. They've got a lot of talent. They go out there. They're just playing loose. They don't even care. And now they're playing. They might play okay. Ron says, give me Detroit on the run line. I'm going to be on the under here as my play. Schmidt has gone under in 11 of his last 17 starts. Yankees on a roll. Yeah, well, they've won 5 of their last 8. Detroit's lost 7 of their last 9 right now. Manning has gone under in 4 of his last 5 starts. Detroit's gone under in 13 of their last 18. And the Yankees have gone under in 4 of their last 6. Yeah, it's 8.5. I mean, I don't know if it'll go any higher, quite frankly. I'm going under as my play here on the show. And appreciate your plays today as well. Hoping to get some more people in here. Like I said, I appreciate you guys telling me that views wouldn't go down without Mindy. Oh, man, they're really cooking right now. South Sudan up by 5 with 6 minutes to go. Marlins and Nationals here with one of our money guys, Braxton Garrett, going up against the money team. The Nationals with Joanna Doan here, Miami on the road, maybe it's $1.55. Yeah, $1.55. And this total has dropped just a little bit here to 8.5. These lines that I have originally typed in here, probably about 90 minutes old, 2 hours old or so. So I was prepping for the show. And Miami on the road here, favored with Garrett. Certainly been one of the best pitchers this season on one of my favorite statistics. A lot of people don't like it, but I like pitchers that win. I like pitchers that are on winning teams, and there's an art form to it necessarily, right? Sometimes you get into a battle where you can still pitch to contact, if you will. You're in a game, your team's providing you some offense. Maybe you don't have your best stuff. You work hard. Braxton Garrett's number 2 in the major leagues this season at plus 9.5 units behind number 1, Dean Kramer, of course. But 9.5 units, up 9.5 units in his 25 starts this season for Braxton Garrett. But here on the road against a team that we've been to the bank with, we continue to go to the bank with in the Washington Nationals, right? Let's take a look here. Garrett, a 3.13 ERA in his last 4 starts. That's definitely about almost a run lower than his season ERA. Garrett is 8-4 on the road. Miami struggling here now, though. All of a sudden, they need wins desperately. They've lost 11 of their last 13. The Nationals have won 4 straight starts with Joanna Doan. He hasn't been great. He hasn't been perfect. He's got a 4.74 ERA, but for him, that's okay. He's been doing a little bit better, certainly, in those games. And man, so I've got to find a way to get on Washington here, of course. I would think on the money line again. I mean, I'm going to take them on the run line. I'm going to take them on the run line. They're only minus $1.25 today. So give me Washington on the run line plus 1.5 in this one. Look, this total's been dipping. I don't know. I know Garrett's been okay, but I might be expecting some runs in this one. Let's see what you guys have to say in the chat, and say hello to a few new people. I think kind of came in. Here's Ron on the Marlins run line. Ray's got the Nationals team total to go over. Yeah, I like that. Nathan does not like the way Garrett has been performing of late. Michael says, give me the Nationals money line. And Sports Girl's waiting for those line moves. See if anything's happening currently. No, just that total. I think just that totals movement that I talked about. Beanie Man, Nationals on the run line, and Nathan here. I think. Does that mean he's going with the favorite, or is that just giving us the current line there, possibly? But I'm gonna take the Nationals again on the run line. I don't think this. I like it at minus $1.25 here. Miami big road favorite in this one. Washington, one of the hottest teams going. I mean, but we know what they've done for us. We know what they've done for us this season, what they've done for us of late. So, all right. And let's get into the next one here. Only four. I feel bad. We have 4 games. Let's give everyone. That's not even. Let's pass on this one, please. Another terrible performance from the Padres. Terrible job, terrible team, terrible season. Now they're going to take on the Giants here. And is that line even right? Did I have it backwards? The line isn't even out. That's, I think, the problem here. So I don't think this is going to be the line when it comes out. I was looking at some estimates here. We don't have the official pitching, I don't think, yet for the Giants, but I would imagine it's going to be Walker as an opener here. That's what I think we're all expecting. You guys let me know what you have as far as the Giants' plans are concerned, but I think everybody's kind of listing it as a typical bullpen game. The Padres have lost 17 of their last 25 games now. In this one, you got Pedro Avila coming in with a 6.48 ERA in his 2 starts. He did start a game against San Francisco. He gave up 2 runs in 4 innings. So, of course, we're going to see Manaea in there after Walker. He comes in there with his 5 ERA. Padres, for some reason, kind of he was on the Padres. He's kind of done well against them in the past. So I don't have much on any movement here in this game, but with that line, it is currently available at spots. Certainly, it's showing offshore $1.28. DK $1.25. So the line's out there. You can bet it with action. How are the Padres favored? I don't know. Giants have still won 3 of their last 4. They've been the better team, the surging team, hanging in there. Giants doing a nice job. We know the Dodgers are miles in front. Give me the Giants here. Kind of want to play it as a premium, but can't take some Padres. Come on. Never taking this team again. I'm not one of those guys, you guys. I'm not one of those. I'm never going to take this team again. That's what people were saying about Seattle. I'm going to take, half the teams, half the time. Never going to stop. Just throw the game away. Move on to the next one. What do you guys got on the Padres and the Giants? Hit me with some bad Padres. Make some jokes about them. I need to see it. Sports Girls got the Giants as a lock. Ron says stay away. Frankie Diamond on the Padres. Joey will lean to the Giants. Giants do have the motivation still, certainly. Oh, man. Michael likes the Padres today. Gosh. I just don't see. They just don't seem to have any motivation. They just are just awful. Awful team. Dre going over, but Jared says it's going to be like 2-1. Oh, he might be on the next game already. Hey, Gabe Miraz is here. Nice to see you, Gabe. He's on Padres today. Hi, Gabe. Great to have you here. All right. I think everybody wants to get down to the next game. I already see you guys talking about the Dodgers and the Braves, and why not? It's going to be an awesome series. Beanie Man on the Giants. Ray Otachi likes the Giants, or as I like to call them, the Keynuts. And I will take them today. Kind of want to do them as a premium. I'm going to have plenty of premiums. Thank you, Gabe. Appreciate you very much. Giants can't score. Well, just wait. Just wait. And we'll see. I don't know if I'm ready to do anything with the total yet. Otherwise, I probably would have. I was probably going to save the Giants for a premium, but since we need something here, and I don't like the Padres, really, how can I say it? I mean, I'm turned off. I'm turned off by the Padres of this season, and I think Mindy always refers to it because, you know, I talked him up with Tony back when I was on with Tony back in the day. uh, about the Padres, their free agent signings, and I was fired up about them. Fired up about the team, fired about their prospects. When day one came, basically, I said I'm looking to fade them right now. I think everyone's a lot of hype on this team, and um, I'm not saying that I saw it coming or predicted this or anything. I mean, I'm just as mad as the next Padre fan as South Sudan looking to pull away here from the Philippines. They did do the job in the end. South Sudan with assistant coach Lou Aldang. And, Royal Ivy is the head coach. I saw him. There he is. So, anyways, let's get on to with it. We made fun of the Padres so many. I'm going to continue to do it. Hopefully, the season will end soon, and I'll continue to look. They didn't put enough into the pitching. That's one thing. They've always had a great bullpen. They really didn't this year. So, I thought bringing Niebla in was going to be great. And I think he is. I think all the accolades, the job he can do. I think Niebla is probably an elite pitching coach, but it just hasn't worked out. And I wonder if with Bob Melvin, who I said the Padres, one of the biggest problems has been manager, and the Padres need a professional manager, but maybe Melvin wasn't the type. Maybe Melvin is better with a small ball team that, has that miracle run, monster season, unbelievable season, and maybe he's not a guy that you want handling the egos, a soft-spoken man. They tried young managers here, inexperienced managers here, and now they get a guy, three-time World Series champ. And that didn't work. All right, let's move on. No comments. I know you're ready to go to the next game. You've already commented on this game a lot. It's an awesome game. It's going to be an awesome series. And what is going on, you guys? I know Spencer Strider is the greatest thing. What a season he's had. He's been on fire again. He wins all his games. They're playing the Dodgers, you guys. Lance Lynn is hot. What are you guys going to do with this game today? With Strider coming in with that, he's been unhittable. Right. This is going to be. Is this a preview of the National League Championship Series? That's what I would ask. I mean, Strider's going 7 innings in each of his last 3 starts. He's allowed 7 hits in those 3 starts. Not in one game. 7 hits in his last 3 starts, giving up 1 earned run. The Braves are 13-3 with Strider, with the stash. So they're going to be favored here against the Dodgers, and I'm going to be on the Braves. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to be on the Dodgers. I'm going to be on the Dodgers, you guys. I'm on the Dodgers. You guys could be on the Braves. I'm going to be on the Dodgers. Not saying this is a test. Maybe the Braves will take care of it here and get this win. But to me, I mean, all these games are toss-ups between the Braves and the Dodgers moving forward as these teams play and get ready. I hope these teams meet because I'm going to want to be on the Dodgers over the Braves in the National League Championship Series. The Dodgers are my team to win it all. And let's see what you guys have. Frankie Diamond, Atlanta on the money line. I think we got under here. Let me see. I could go back here. I know you guys had some plays on the Braves. You were typing them in when I was talking so long about more complaining about the Padres. So Braves lean for Gabe. And Michael says Braves all day. You guys are big on the Braves. Brent, I mean, I don't know about that, Brent. He's on fire right now. But there's no doubt that there is something to Lance. Everybody, look, easy to make fun of Lance Lynn. I think that I've been not vindicated at all. I mean, I've sat through the whole season saying, look, Lance Lynn is better than this before he was traded. And so far with the Dodgers, 2.61 ERA in 5 starts, and he's 4-0. The Dodgers have won all 5 of his starts so far. He's a very, very, he's a good pitcher, you guys. Lance Lynn, he is, promise you. Maybe he's up and down, yeah. JJ said, yeah, that's what it is, Jay. It's just the Dodgers at dog money. We're not necessarily saying that, Strider's going to have a bad. There's no indication that he's going to. Gabriel said he likes the Braves to win it all. Thank you, Jimmy, for your well wishes. And I would say get from. Well, talk too much, but I know you guys are concerned. You guys grow attached to it, whatever. That's part of the thing with doing a show like this. So I'll just say this. To me, I think Mindy's health is trending up already. So maybe you could be sick in a tennis tournament and still come back, right? Maybe you're like, oh. And Rem Most, hello, Rem. Nice to see you. All right. Nathan says can't go against the Dodgers in this, and that's just it. I'm taking them as a dog here, and I like the Dodgers moving forward, and I feel like the Braves, they're awesome, they're great. Just tired of these Dodgers, and they'll probably win the World Series. So, all right, that's baseball. That's it for baseball. 4 games. Thank you guys for your comments. We're going to go to the WNBA. We got a lot of show left, man. And I'm only 40 minutes in. So it's going to be South Sudan just pulling away from the Philippines. In the end, South Sudan is going to go on for this win. I did not get this total, but no doubt. Hey, and how about our game over there with Iran and France? I kind of want to put it on during the air because I want to see what's going on. But we did give out the under a minute to go in the first quarter. It's 12-9. Maybe we're going to get one there. Iran's winning, by the way, 12-9. So hopefully you get that one. A good one here late. Just starting the fourth quarter with the score Egypt 59, Jordan 56. I really think Egypt can hang on here and win this one. They're up by 3 right now, so I didn't give this one out anywhere. Wasn't feeling that strong about it, but Egypt and over was my call. I don't think it's going to go over. So, okay. Just want to, kind of changing channels, you guys. Hope you don't mind. Just want to see how our game does. Let's sweat it together here for the next hour or so with these 2 teams. All right, let's get to the WNBA tonight with this 3-game card. Let me call up the lines here, see if we've had any early movement here in the morning where we sometimes get these line moves. And in this one, the Connecticut Sun, there's been a pretty big move in this game overall. The Sun opened as low as 9.5. They're up to 12.5. I thought, hold on, I got maybe some baseball news here real quick. Let's see. We might get some injury information here regarding our first game. The Tigers are going to be resting some regulars here in this one. The word is out now in the game between Detroit and New York. We already gave out the under. It is the only day game. Javier Baez, Akil Baddoo, Matt Vierling, Detroit regulars are going to be taking rest today. Rest day. Nothing yet on the Tigers, but 3 regulars there. I know it's the Tigers. I'm Baez. Baez and Baddoo, Vierling not in the lineup. So lineup coming out in that game. All right, just wanted to update that. So anyway, we've seen a pretty big move on this game to the Sun here. for Thursday night. They opened 9.5, and now up to 12.5. Pretty significant move, man. That's a pretty big move. I think I'm gonna take the Mercury on the road, you guys. I can't believe it. I think I'm gonna. They haven't been covering too well, but Connecticut hasn't been covering either. They've failed to cover in 4 of their last 5 games. I don't think the Sun have been a massive disappointment. Maybe of late they haven't been as good. I'm gonna take the Mercury. See what you guys. So you guys are ready to talk football, man? Okay, get it. Hi, Ram. Ram, you're just out with the illness. That's all. Just out. Yeah. Well, I don't know, yeah. I'm praying that she gets back real soon. I'll tell you that. All right. Ron back commenting on the Yankee game there a little bit. Happy to bring you that information. That's kind of what we want to do here, is bring kind of late breaking information when we can on the morning steam. We're here live. So, all right. Sports Girl says the Sun easy, Mercury day. Yeah, they are dead, but I'm going to be on them. Here's looks like this is Michael saying take the Sun. They'll be able to handle it today. 12.5, no problem. I'm going to go against you guys. I'm going to take Phoenix here. I don't know if I'm going to call up the matchups a little bit maybe here, but I don't want to keep you guys. Mindy'd be talking. I'd be able to bring up my best notes. So thank you for being patient. And I know it's causing the show to go over a little bit, certainly. But we can move on. I think I'm on the Mercury. Tarasi's, I think she is going to miss. I think that's why you're seeing the 12.5. So we'll see. But she's at least she is. I think they upgraded her to I want to say it's a game time decision. Let me check, see if it's listed on the injury report. Definitely 12.5, 156. Listing her currently as questionable. Shea Petty going to be out for this one as well. Sophie Cunningham is out. Massive injuries here, no doubt, for Connecticut. Dejanay Carrington out for Connecticut. One of my favorite players in the league. I think she's terrific, coming off the bench for the Sun. All right, Nathan says I like the Sun. Yeah, Sun first half. All right, I'm gonna take Phoenix plus 12.5. Look, Grinder's expected to play. I think Mariah Jefferson will have a pretty strong day, and watch out. I mean, I think that that Phoenix has Odin Ware is a pretty good defensive player. I don't know if she can totally stop Bonner, but I'm going to take Phoenix to show some heart here. Take Phoenix in this one on the road. Okay, enough with that. Next up, we got the Mystics and the Aces. Hello, the Aces here. Are they back? Are they back? They're favored by 10 in this one. I think we've had no enough discussion. This total has gone up to 168.5. I don't know if that's necessarily on some widely reported steam, but I'm curious now. I'm going to have to go to the market screen here while we're on the air and take a look at this one. I would think the Aces, look, the Aces are back home. This thing's in the still in the 160s. It hasn't hit 170 yet. I'm probably going to end up here with the Aces. I'm probably going to end up laying these points with the Aces. No, I'm not seeing anything that kind of resembles steam on this 2-point move. Daryl says go under now in the game. Jimmy might be with me. Michael says Mindy's good at WNBA. No kidding. No kidding. This is where we need her. So, if anything, I'm kind of Shunder picks a little bit on the air. So, hey, God got us. Nice to have you coming in. Nice to meet you and have you on the comments there talking about those Rangers yesterday against the Mets. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I want to mention Mindy did have the total yesterday as a premium winner in the Mets game. One of her premium winners was Mets Rangers over. She also had a Diamondbacks Dodgers under as a premium yesterday. So just want to cover some of Mindy's winners while she's on the shelf. Let her know I'm watching. So, all right. Nathan says, take the Mystics. Oh, no. We're already against each other. Okay, well, he says 88-79. So he says lean Mystics. Obviously, it's not a full. No way could it be a play, right? Taking 9.5 when predicting a 1-point game. So, all right. But still, the cover would go to the Mystics. I'm going to take the Aces to roll this. Look, this opened as low as 7.5. I'm not doing myself any favors here, laying 10 points, but I'm gonna, and it got hit again at 9.5 to go up to 10 here within the last 10 or 15 minutes. There's been a definite move here that I saw a little bit of steam on the side. Oh gosh, you guys, I'm sorry. I mean, this thing, my bad, my bad. Maybe this is a little bit of the, and I'm surprised you guys didn't say anything about this. The line's now 12.5. Probably getting reports of or 10. Okay, I'm sorry. Woohoo! Kind of crazy here. Was getting caught up in that transposing lines there with that Mercury game. Line's 10. The move came in within the last 10 or 15 minutes on the Aces, but I'm not showing anything necessarily on that total. So, okay, let's move on. Probably screw that video up. The plays the Aces for me. Looks like you guys are kind of leaning Mystics. Nobody has an opinion. Storm and Sparks. You guys are ready for the WNBA playoffs. No, you're not. You're ready for football. One more game here. I want to get these out, though. I'm going to hear from Mindy, certainly. And this will be Seattle going up against LA. This one was, I think I saw some 6.5s out there, but yeah, right now this one's already moving 6.5. I'm going to take LA. I think they'll. I like what they've done. Mindy was talking them up when they got on this little surge a little bit. They found something, have the Sparks, and I think they'll have a pretty strong game tonight. I think Neck is going to have a really strong game. The one thing about the Sparks that they are doing is they are playing really good defense. I think they are probably ending up. They could make some noise in the West. I don't think they can challenge. They can't challenge. They're not going to challenge the Aces. I get it, but their defense is good enough. I think that some of their play, and they have some players out tonight still, but the line is moving in their favor. So let me check that injury report. I'm still going to be on the Sparks here, despite this injury report. Clarendon, she's going to be out for this game. Brown is probably out for the season now. So, but I like some of this defense right now for LA. I'm going to be taking the Sparks here on this move. It's a move to 6.5 off of 5.5. Despite that, those tidbits, those injury tidbits that I gave you there. So, South Sudan goes on to win by 21. They blew them out in the end. Wow, what a turnaround for South Sudan. Thanks, everybody, for your WNBA. Let's see if you had anything on the Storm and the Sparks. Sparks are the sleeper. All right, God got us. Might be behind there a little bit, or just commenting on you guys commenting on the baseball a little bit. Maybe it was off that information. All right. Oh, Nathan going under. Hey, don't be giving out the premiums, Nate. I'm not necessarily on the under yet. I might be. All right. We've got college football tonight. 4 games that we're going to cover here. I'm going to be active on the FCS board. Going to need to be part of my premium package. They might come in late. You might want to, don't want to tell you what to do. You guys can make your own picks. Daryl on the Sparks over. But if you need some help, I'll be cranking out premiums with FCS. This is a monster. The only thing that make this FCS card more attractive was if they played some of these games in the daytime. They do kick off at about the first one goes off at 6 with Eastern Illinois and Indiana State. There's some other, there's some couple FBS teams mixed in the crowd. Elon's going to play Wake. North Carolina A&T is going to play UAB. Pine Bluffs against Tulsa. South Dakota against Missouri. In Southern Utah, going to take on Arizona State in some action between FCS and FBS teams. All right, but those are we're not analyzing any of those. So it would take a long time. We just got these 4 games, and then we're going to do several games on Saturday right now. Let's get into it. With Kent and Central Florida. Oh, pardon me, guys. Here we go. All right, 35.5. This total's dropped here to 54.5. I think these lines might be a little older. Had these kind of typed in a little bit earlier than that. Kent and Central Florida as our first matchup today. This one goes off at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. We know the deal with Kent, right? Everyone's calling them the worst team in the country or the least experienced team in the country. He's got to take it pretty hard on these Kent guys. They've got transfer QBs in from Purdue and Kansas State. They're trying to, resurrect things. The problem is with this team is they have no starters returning on offense and only 4 on defense. They might be the least experienced team in the country. They've got, nobody returning on offense out of all the players on their roster, offensive linemen. Started in 5 games last year. So that's their issue here in this one. Kent, they haven't been too good as a road underdog. Now, this is a special situation. You're playing Central Florida. Gus Malzahn of the Knights. He's doing a good job. He's doing an okay job. What are you going to do? You're going to, keep Central Florida as the monster that they were in the previous years. Look, the 4-year Malzahn is 18-9 with Central Florida. It's pretty good. But the 4 years before that, they were 41-8. So they're pretty strong. They return players, certainly. They've got Plumlee at quarterback. He was great. He was slinging it at Ole Miss, right? Interesting stat. Central Florida, they were plus 54 in turnover ratio in the previous 5 years. Last year, they were -5. And UCF, a big game next week against Boise State. Could they look past this Kent team that, has these issues that I mentioned? Remember, Kent, they've been bowling. They never go bowling. And they've been bowling in 2 of the last 4 years. They've got a new head coach this year. Some big points here with Kent. Nobody wants Kent. I know that. Let me go over the chat and see what you guys have to say. Probably be going against you guys here. I know nobody's going to want Kent. I'm probably going to be on them with 5 touchdowns here. I mean, if you're Kent, still, like I said, they've done some things. They got no experience, no starters returning. All right, here's Michael says, take Central Florida. Nathan, lay it in the first half. Brent Cook's got him as a lock. Plumlee, we've got everything going for him. Kent's got nothing going for him except for 35.5 points. and that's what I'm going to be. I'm going against you guys, taking Kent here. What'll happen is I think Central Florida, the total's been dropping. Uh, Want to reiterate that statement that I made the other day. Now that we're on Thursday, maybe you missed that show, so we know that the clock rules now. Remember, in the old days, you get a first down. Say you're on first down, 12-yard gain, clock stops. Not anymore. We're running that clock the whole way, except for the last 2 minutes of the game and the first half, when the clock will stop on a first down, but not in the regular game. So there have been, 7 games so far. It's trimmed 5 plays off the games, but just 3 minutes of game of time, of real time. I believe that will increase as the kinks are worked out of the season. Frankie's with me. Yep. I don't know, Daryl. Yeah, I mean, Daryl says they haven't been good. Look, they've played in bowl games in 2 of their last 4 years. They've only been to 4 bowl games in their whole existence. So it's been kind of a good. But all those guys are gone now. That's the problem. And they got, like I said, new coach. But again, they're where their coach went. He went to join Dion. He's the offensive coordinator at Colorado. Guy's okay. Guy's not bad. So I think what will happen, Central Florida will have, and believe me, the handicappers are going to be, Michael Roberts says, a blowout. So handicapper is going to be on Central Florida. Paid handicapper is going to be on Central Florida, no doubt. And you guys can go against me in this one. I'm just going to take those 5 touchdowns. I wish it was it. It was. Did it get up to 37? And did we see some buyback here on Kent? Did anybody see it go that high? Maybe a backdoor for me, Ken said. Okay, hopefully, yeah. That's what it would have to be, right? Especially if you're looking at a game in the 54 range and a 35-point spread. So what could it be? Could it be 42-14? That gets me home. That gets me home easy. Even 49-14 gets us home. So, all right. That's the first one. Carla Hunter, hello. Nice to have you. Pleasure to have you here. She'll take the over in this one. And you know what? That's how they'll get the back. Maybe it'll be 56-21. 35.5 points gets me home. We'll see. Be careful. Maybe there'll be some buyback on that 35.5. I want to make sure I've got 5 touchdowns and a hook. And if not, I'll probably buy it up to that because, I think it has a feeling that it'll maybe end up right about there. So France up by 8 here on Iran. Like I said, we got the under. It's going to be looks like about under 65 points here in the first half. So thanks, Jimmy. He's back on the. He's ready to go. Jimmy's ready to go. Let's move on to the next game. Jimmy says, move on to that next game, the Connecticut game. Here we go. North Carolina State going to take on Connecticut. In this one, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. NC State is a 14-point favorite, and this total 46. Maybe it's a little bit juiced to the under. It's been going under in general. The totals have all been going under since the early releases of the lines. Could be because of that discussion. Maybe it's just a general trend that people think that there's going to be an impact. There may be. It's supposed to be baked in the line here. I don't think odds makers are going to overlook it. So I do have some questions about. They haven't all dropped across the board. There have been a few that have gone higher, but does feel like at least 3/4 of the games on the line moves, whether it be subtle or big, have moved lower, quite frankly. So let's get into this one here with NC State and Connecticut. You guys get your comments ready. NC State have been on a decent run here over the last couple of years. 25-12 record, but just a 500 team really against the spread. This is not a great role for the Wolfpack. Laying points on the road where they've gone just 2-6 as a road favorite. They aren't in this role very often, usually just about 2 times per season in games similar to this. So I think that might be a bit of a question. We know Connecticut has, had big time issues over the last 5 or 10 years, but things may be looking up with Jim Mora Jr. in his second year. They won 6 games last year. They have 17 starters back, and that's the key number, right? When we talk about starters returning, key number, if you can return 17, that's kind of a magical number in a way. Doesn't happen very often, but that's always a solid starting point, right? And usually home dogs with a lot of returners early in the season, this is always kind of a pretty good trend. They have 102 starts returning on the offensive line. Their quarterback played several games last year. They got a good grad transfer quarterback, came in from Maine. There's a lot of positives here. And Connecticut went bowling for the first time in 7 years last year. Don't forget. So Cappers are going to be strong on Connecticut in this one. This total's dropped quite a bit, man. I'm really kind of bummed about it. These two teams did play last year, and North Carolina State won 41-10. They were favored by 38 points. So Connecticut got the money. Now, obviously, it's a big turnaround from a 38-point spread to a 14-point spread, but I think Connecticut is due for even more improvement. Remember, from 2016 to 2021, they were at 10-50 straight up. So they were bad. But again, you bring in a guy like Jim Mora Jr., love him or hate him. 6-7 last year. Found a way to get them to a bowl somehow. And North Carolina State, they haven't won a bowl in forever. Well, not forever, but been 5 or 6 years, hasn't it? They haven't won a bowl. They've been to a bowl, but they haven't won a bowl. They've lost their 2 or 3 bowl appearances anyway. Next week for NC State. Oh, how about Notre Dame? Well, we're playing Connecticut this week. What's going on next week? I don't know. I didn't look at the schedule. Please. Well, Connecticut's going to be really, really popular. I know you guys probably let's see what you guys have to say. I know I'm building the case for Connecticut. I'm only telling you what handicappers across the industry. I mean, it feels like it's all about Connecticut necessarily. Will the square – look, this thing opened as high as 18. Now it's down to 14. The total opened as high as 53.5, and now – it's down to 46. So I like the under. I'm telling you right now. Probably like the under in this one. Frankie says take Connecticut. Daryl says take Connecticut. Let's see here. You guys are getting a little ahead of me. That's all right. Oh, thanks, Nathan, for the FCS play. For the FCS plays. I'm going to be active, and again, most of my FCS is going to be what we call late steam here on the site. If you're interested in these, my plays are probably going to be coming in 2 hours to 10 minutes before game time on FCS plays, because we know the lines don't come out on FCS games until kind of later in the betting cycle. There's not, and limits are lower, but you can still get a good bet off. I mean, you can get, hopefully you can. So I don't want to, if anybody has any trouble with limits and they do subscribe to anything, please let me know. But I think that the cost of the plays combined with the limits that you can get closer to game time should work out. And my plays are strong on those games. So I think we proved that last year. You can go back and look at the results from last year. Carla's on Connecticut. JD's on the under. I'm going on the under. Let's just make it official for my play right now. Appreciate all you guys on Connecticut. I'm making a big pitch here for Connecticut. I'm not going to give it out as the play. I'm actually going to give you the under. Michael says Connecticut needs lots of help. I don't think they have that option available. I think they're rolling with what they got. Like I said, 17 starters returning. There's not many teams that are going to have that necessarily this year. One team that did have that has already covered the spread. And that was San Diego State last week. Okay. And Daryl says he's really hot on this game. Yep. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you for your comments. Okay, I'll take the under. I think you know what I think you got the gist of everything I was saying. You know, I don't know if I'm going to necessarily even put it in as a premium. I feel good about it, and maybe we missed out on some value. Still getting 2 touchdowns. Get it while it's hot. I don't know. Could it go under 2 touchdowns? It seems like sharp action is mixed. I think sharps are still willing to lay it on the road, but like I said, I feel like handicappers are on UConn. Here we go. All right. Well, Nebraska, we're underway in the Big Ten with Nebraska. Hey, they put 92,000 in Memorial Stadium last night for a volleyball match. Now Nebraska's going to go on the road to take on the Gophers. And here showing Minnesota a 7-point favorite. The total here is 43 in this one. And Nebraska so far looks expectations are high again in Nebraska, or at least expectations are we're going to be better this year with Matt Rule in there. Look, Nebraska's got someone who's had some success, right? I mean, from Temple to Baylor, Matt Rule, his style. Maybe this is what fits. Maybe this is finally it for Nebraska. Nebraska's never coming back. They're never coming back to the glory days. We know that. But they're in the role that you want to kind of trust them in. I'll tell you that much right now. A road dog. Nebraska kind of they get the money. It's a road dog, man. For all their faults, they pretty good as a road underdog. They do return 15 starters. They do have a new quarterback, but comes in from Georgia Tech, where he started for a couple of seasons. So they've got that going for them. Over the last 5 years, Nebraska 14-5-1 against the spread as a road underdog. They haven't been bowling in quite a while, but maybe with Rule, they can get there. You know, for that poor record that the Huskers have had, basically, what are they winning at about less than 35%, basically, over the last 6 seasons. They've been better against the spread than their straight-up record. It hasn't been great. Minnesota, they've been having a pretty good run right here, right now. 18-8 over the last 2 seasons. Certainly with Coach Fleck, he's a pretty good favorite. This line did open about 6 on the low point. They have 13 starters returning this season. Maybe a little bit of an experienced quarterback. This sophomore quarterback started a handful of games last year. Minnesota, real strong as a home favorite. Kind of contrasts what I'm saying about Nebraska. They're a good home favorite. They're even better at home or in conference games. They're just been real strong in conference games. Last 4 years, 21-12-1 ATS. So in this one, the steam came in on the under. Man, I'm probably going to be recommending another under here. 3 of the last 4 meetings between these two have stayed under. It opened 47. There's probably not much value to it. I don't know if I can give it out as a premium here. Minnesota's won 4 straight in the series, 3-1 against the spread against the Huskers. And this is a home team dominated series. Could Nebraska stay within a touchdown here? See what the chat has to say in this one. Michael says Nebraska. Carla is on Nebraska. JD is on Minnesota. Burley, hello, good morning. Nice to see you, Burley. And he says he loves Minnesota. Hey, these are some good games. I know Florida, Utah maybe supposed to be the feature, but I like having a conference game here in the Big 12. Big 10, Big 10, Big 10, Big 12, Big 14. What are we now? Big 16. What are they going to be next year? They going to come some goofy logo with numbers and I don't know what if they move Stanford and Cal into the ACC. Are they called the Transatlantic Coast or what? What do these names even mean? Yeah. Okay. Jimmy on Nebraska. Daryl says expectations were high. Look, expectations are high every year. Expectations in Lincoln are always too high. I'm a Nebraska fan. I did not like Nebraska growing up, and I come to love Nebraska now because of their fan base. I love Nebraska, not just look. Mindy's a Omaha Maverick. It's not because of that. I have Nebraska gear. I used to run a 6 sports bar, you guys, with like 140 TVs, and I could have a different section. Like schools would come in from, and I'd host like 5 or 6 schools in like 3-hour segments every or 4-hour segments every Saturday in different rooms. So love that fan. And Nebraska would pack them more than anybody. And this is when they were, they'd show up when they were playing teams and win games 60-0 against, small schools, non-conference, non-division one, those games. They still pack the place and they'd celebrate with that song. All right. I'm giving out, taking the under at 43. Reported steam came in on the under. And I'm going to take the under as my play on the show. Jamar, hello. One more game today here. I think we can get out of here before 8 with these other games. There's about 8 or 9 of them that go off at noon on Saturday. So let's start to get into it right after this one with Florida and Utah. We know the storylines here. I mean, Cam Rising. I mean, can we stop talking? I don't talk about players that can't. Nothing wrong with an injured player. I mean, but they're not going to. If they're not going to play, they're not going to play. So I thought actually, because this game had gone all the way to down, and I thought I actually saw a little bit of buyback. Disclaimer: I did take Florida in the off season at plus 10.5. So didn't give it out, didn't sell, and I'm trying to tell you whatever. But my position might be a bit settled here in this one. I may end up having to turn to the total because I feel like I'm already invested in this game. So no chance. I guess no chance. Rising Blaze, right? Have we heard anything? That's been the discussion the whole time. So Whittingham, you can trust him as a home favorite, though. I would imagine Utah can, be just fine here in the spot to maybe get a victory. I don't know if they can get the money, but, Whittingham's been pretty solid. Utah's won 34 of their last 47 games and gone 27-20 against the spread. They returned 16 starters, so not the rule of 17, but still Utah, one of the best home favorites around, no doubt about it. Utah 21-9 against the spread as a home favorite over the last 5 seasons. So you combine that with Whittingham, as those are good stats certainly for Utah. Last year, Utah was at Florida for their game, and Utah lost as a road favorite 29-26. Florida rushed for 283 yards in that game, while Utah rushed for 230 yards. Could we see these teams kind of, being a little bit conservative, maybe keeping it on the ground a little bit? Look at this total is all the way down to 44. The summer line, I think, I want to say was as high as 51 and a half was mostly the regular opener, but I saw a number higher than that in the summer. I think I didn't have a shot at it. I don't know if it, because it could be a rogue number. We're going to call it 51, 51 and a half as the official. I think everyone can agree that that was the recent opener. Utah's still going to take action from handicappers, I believe, even without rising, because I think that they, that they have, pretty solid offensive line returning. And for Florida, this is tough to swallow right now, having gone, back-to-back 6 and 7 seasons. Over, that's been tough. They return 11 starters, 6 on offense, 5 on defense. They have a transfer quarterback, a veteran quarterback in from Wisconsin, 32 career starts. You don't get many chances with Florida as a road dog. They're 0-3. No, I'm sorry, 3-0 against the spread last year as a road dog, but they weren't good before that. In fact, the Gators 5-10-1 against the spread in non-conference games. Last 16 non-conference games. All right, this one's getting away from me too. Maybe it would have been a premium. I'm not saying I could get 51. I mean, we're coming on the show here. I didn't play it or anything. I'm going to take the under in this one. Even at 44, I'm going under, you guys. Here tonight. Let's see what the chat has to say in this one. And we've got Jamar is going to still come in on Utah. I think Carla wants the over. And Brent maybe on Utah. JD on Florida. Talking about Graham Mertz there, JD. Thank you. Burley says maybe take Florida plus those points. Hi, Billy Mack is here today. Says take the over. Maybe, but I don't know. I think, he's still only a junior, right? So, yeah, Zane, looks like rising. I mean, like I said, I thought I saw a move back to 5.5 yesterday that got me all up, and I'm like, and then on Twitter, and there was no news of it. So I don't know. Could they pull a fast one on us tonight? I don't know if there's going to be gamesmanship involved. So, all right, those are the games for tonight. Thank you very much. I hope you all enjoyed those previews, the picks. Hopefully we get some right. I have some premiums for tonight and tomorrow. I want to preview one more game for tonight before we get to college football for Saturday. We'll try to do the noon games right now. If you're not ready, that's why I saved it for last. Maybe you've been ready. Maybe you can just take notes along, and because the videos will be up there and you can do some more prep. In the CFL tonight, the BC Lions will take on the Montreal Alouettes with closed parentheses. Get that off there. You guys know I'm a perfectionist. Have you guys been able to figure that? The BC Lions here on the road against the Alouettes tonight. In this one, look, Montreal's been just fine. I mean, I think, like I said, I think we can kind of count the top 3 teams who they are, and I think Montreal has, earned their way as the number 4 team. They've had a successful season. Looks like the move's been on them. There was some widely reported steam here on the Alouettes, and I'm going to take the Alouettes in this one as a free play here tonight in the CFL. I think we've had a lot of good success here on the show with the CFL plays. I think we got a clunker last time out, but not too concerned. I'm going to take the Owls here in this one. Fajardo, look, no doubt BC can get to the quarterback a little bit and make things uncomfortable. But I think Fajardo has the experience to handle it. He can get it to Mack. He can get it to Snead. I think those guys can get into the end zone for touchdowns. Don't forget, Montreal's solid at running back. Yeah, Stanbeck, maybe he's not what you want him to be, but for BC, uh, look, Vernon Adams certainly has been strong this year, but he's missed some time. The Lions are 7-4. The Alouettes are 6-4. If I'm the Lions, I'm gonna try to keep it on the ground here and run on Montreal. I think they have a uh, poor defense, and like I said, BC to me, they're kind of a little bit similar to bend but don't break necessarily. So give me the Owls tonight. Nobody, you guys probably all over college football, but gonna finish out the CFL this season. Any pick here? Daryl does not like this game. They are trash. He only I guess Daryl, you just like Winnipeg, and do you like Toronto? You like Winnipeg and Toronto in the Grey Cup this year? All right, just want to cover that game. We're going to cover some more college football. Get ready. I'll give you a minute. I'm gonna get a swig of some pep, if you don't mind, you guys, here without Mindy, and we'll get ready. I'll pop up the first game here, and I think we can get going. These we're gonna do games on your rotation order: 159, 160 to 221, 222. So please stand by. Okay, let's at least start with the right game. I'm going to promote the Vegas order. We got it back here, right? 35.5. Oh, did you see it? They're only minus 100,000 over here on the my private sports book. All right. Let's get into some more college football for Saturday. East Carolina and Michigan. This is one, I think, where we've actually seen a move to the total over. I talked about most of them been to the under. Like I said, I wouldn't say it's been, maybe it's been 2/3 of the games have gone under. Again, with that rule change, and we'll see. I think we're going to get a good sample off this first week. And again, I think the clunkiness of an opening game, I think the games will get shorter by time. That's really, we don't really want to lose many plays. We're bound to. We're losing 5.4 so far off of the games with the new rules, off of just 7 games. Remember, that's why I said let's wait a little bit. But 7 games, 5.4 plays off and just 3 minutes off the time, which I'd rather have 5.4 more plays and put the 3 minutes back on, and that's real time. I mean, so a game that starts at noon and is last 3.5 hours is lasting 3:27 or whatever. But we'll see. The goal was to stop these 4-hour games, but I don't know. College football is such an awesome experience too. All right, so get with this one here with East Carolina and Michigan. Okay, thanks, you guys. Being patient here. Want to keep it in keep my notes going here and be ready on these games and for Saturday. All right. All right, in this one with the Pirates and the Wolverines, Michigan here favored by 36.5, and the total here is 49.5. We've seen this one tick up a little bit here. I think Michigan, for the most part, opened 35. I show the total having opened at about 49.5. The Wolverines. I don't know. When you talk about the Harbaugh situation, something's going on there, right? Oh, we'll handle our own suspension, if you will. All I know is Michigan's beaten Ohio State the last 2 years. That's all you're worried about when you're a Michigan man, aren't you? Really great to get those wins. But how did it work? How did that work out for them? Still probably bitter about missing out on the championship game. Anyways, you got 16 starters returning for East Carolina, just missing that 17 barrier. But man, that you figure that East Carolina will put up the points once again. But how are they going to stop anybody? This is the problem when it comes to pirate football. I think we know that by now. So just want to give you guys a few. I know that you guys might not have all your plays ready, so that's fine if you're not ready to go on some of these games. But I think I'm certainly going to dole out some plays here. I don't think Michigan's in a spot to blow anybody out early on. A team like East Carolina, we've seen some nice games with East Carolina, and nobody wants to comment on this one. Is this thing on? We only got 80 people here without Mindy. I'm sad. All right, you guys, that's the way you're going to be. I'm going to take East Carolina plus 36.5 against Michigan. I figure it's probably a 5 touchdown game, but East Carolina, they can score on Michigan. It's early on. Michigan isn't going to blow anybody out. They've got this coaching situation. Look, I don't know if you want to handicap for the coaching situation at all, if you care about that. It's kind of neat, I thought, talking about Harbaugh, bringing in his dad to coach the team. No doubt about it. His dad could probably still do it. And I'm going to take East Carolina here in this one to start us off. You guys not going to – maybe I caught you by surprise. I said yesterday we're going to start the Saturday card, and I know you might be waiting until Saturday. So appreciate you guys, though. All right, go back to that Bowling Green. Bowling Green and Liberty game now. And Liberty here favored by 9.5. And the total here is 50. Oh, boy, that's gone back up a little bit. I'm showing a window here of between 51. What was the opener here with these two? 51.5. And now did it go down all the way to 48.5? Let's see here. Open 51. I thought it got all the way down to a 48.5, but now we're showing a 50 here in this one with Liberty and Bowling Green. What happened to Liberty last year, you guys? That was bad. I wasn't really necessarily expecting that. I think the fact that the line has gone down to under double digits, I mean, there's definitely some type of move here on Bowling Green, but God, that loss, man. Who did they lose to by like 60 points late in the season? I mean, that was out of nowhere, right? Bizarro land. They do have revenge next week against that team. It was where's the schedule? New Mexico State, is that right? All right. Anyways, man, whenever you talk about games involving Liberty, usually the underdog kind of comes through. I don't know if I necessarily disagree with that here, taking Bowling Green, but you definitely got value here with Liberty. At 50 points, I'm probably going to end up on the over in this one with Bowling Green and Liberty. That's the way I'm going to look. That's what I'm taking. I'm taking the over here with Bowling Green and Liberty, talking about some big numbers necessarily. Let's see if you guys are saying anything, man. Feel like I'm all by myself here now. Jimmy took a game there. Thanks, you guys, for making a few picks on these games. I hope you'll be ready on Saturday. We're not going to go over them again, but probably these are just about the picks here. I'm not going to break it down. There's a ton of people breaking down games. They know more than I do. I like to read the market. I know, I know more than I lead on. How's that? All right. Over is going to be my play here in this one. It is starting to look a little bit attractive under double digits with Liberty. We'll see. I got questions right now about the Flames. Arkansas State and Oklahoma. Here's another big one, but look at that hook on the end there, 35.5. This one may have opened as low as 32 at some spots. This total is one of the ones that's gone lower. I show an opener of as high as 61.5, and now we're looking at all the way down to 57.5 here with Arkansas State and Oklahoma. Pull up my let me get to my notes, you guys. Thank you for being patient here. Like I said, don't have Mindy to kind of give us her info while I queue up my notes for the game. So anyways, as I said, Oklahoma State here now with this big move. Man, once it gets over that little hook, it kind of stands out to me a little bit here with Arkansas State. I don't know. It's been for, let's see here. God, man. 35.5. Look, there's going to be obviously Oklahoma. I think they'll have free reign here to put points on the board. If you're talking 57.5 total going lower, I like that. I mean, this one should have a chance to get into the 60s, shouldn't it? I don't know if I agree with this move necessarily. Like I said, I'm not sure. What we're seeing with these moves as far as the rule changes are concerned, if all these were kind of higher, if you will, but it's been tough for Arkansas State. I mean, a team that was used to going to bowl games for a number of years, and they've been down. Let's face it, they've been down for the last 3 years. They've won only 26 of their last 35 games. We're not worried about that here. We're worried about taking the points. So they were 6-7 last year. So they have not been covering very well at all. I mean, I still would probably lean to taking the points. I don't know if Oklahoma that hook is looking. I'm not saying it's attractive at all. It stands out to me as like see where the movement goes on this one. Like I said, it's already up probably 3 points from an opener. I imagine if there's more on Oklahoma, probably come in on the Red Wolf. I almost called him the old name. I'm going to take the over in this one. That's going to be my play. I've got to think. I got to think Oklahoma here has to be, man, they got to be good for 40-something at least. What is this really coming out to here? 50 to 14, 51 to 14 or so. I'm going over with this one. Arkansas State and Oklahoma. Go Red Wolves! Need 3 touchdowns from you. That's all I need. I think I can get there with 3 touchdowns. Let's do it. I was hoping for more comments from you guys to carry me along in these games. Oh, Thomas maybe going to take these dogs early on. Hey, maybe track those moves a little bit. I'm not saying that they're always right in the first week. Okay, we're going to get out of here before the top of the hour. I got to get to tennis, you guys. I got to get to playing some tennis today. Certainly, Purdue here is going to take on Fresno State. Got Purdue here by just 3.5, and the total 47.5. I imagine that Fresno State, this game opened 6.5, and man, I want to say this total opened much, much higher than this. Let's see if I have that, because I thought the total here opened much higher. Total right now at 47.5. These teams definitely have to replace some things moving forward this year. There's going to be, starters on both sides. I think both sides lost at least half their starters coming into this season. We know Hayner, Fresno State. They've had some quarterbacks at Fresno State, haven't they? If you will. So Hayner, though, gone. O'Connell, he's gone, of course. Whenever you see Fresno State, man, you got to be thinking about those points. So, but maybe those points are gone. Like I said, this one opened Purdue a little bit more of a favorite here. I show the opener as high as 6.5. I show the opener was as high as 56.5. The general opener maybe even 54.5, way down to 47.5. I gotta think it's gonna be a low scoring game in this one. Whether that adjustment is too far, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna be on the under. I'm going to be on the under here with Fresno State and Purdue at 47.5. Can Fresno State really get more than 3 touchdowns here? I don't know. Same for Purdue. So 4th touchdown could win it, and that would take you over the total, and it's a close game. But, hey, just get some stops, force some field goals here. Maybe the value's gone with Fresno State. You still get that hook. And maybe we have a few comments here on this game. Hello to Curvin today. Hello. Oh, Purdue's defense worries. Yeah, of course, Thomas. Of course. We're losing viewers with college football. Nobody likes college football. Nobody's ready for college football. I'm sure we'd have better previews with Mindy here. But anyways, I'll take the under with Fresno State and Purdue in the opener. Northern Illinois and Boston College. Here, Boston College, an 8.5-point favorite. And this total is at 50 with these two teams. And, the one thing about some of these lines, remember, in this opening week, the lines opened. It's not like Sunday night, right? It's not like we're just dealing with a week's worth of line movement. A lot of these games opened several weeks ago, if not the bigger games, games of the year or games involving top 25 may have even opened at some books even earlier. So maybe that's, we're going to see more obnoxious line movement. How about if I call it that here? And you almost could ignore these, the moves that I recite, but I think for the most part, there has been the, line service. I use a paid line. They list what those openers were, so I think it's fair to report them. For example, this game opened as high as 52.5 and is down to 50 now. And BC opened a 10.5-point 10.5-point favorite in general, but there was as high as 12. So Northern Illinois and Boston College here in this one. Look, the Huskies, they've been up and down the last 2 seasons. They finished just 3-9 last year, but they were 9-5 the year before that. They do return 15 starters this year. They might have the most, I don't know if it's the most experienced offensive line in the MAC, or the best offensive line, but they are experienced. They're supposed to be pretty good on the offensive front. Quarterback is an issue. I don't know who was the quarterback last. They played like 3 or 4 guys, and those 3 or 4 guys are back. Could look into it, should look into it a little more, but I'm not sure they necessarily know what's going on. One thing that Northern Illinois does is cover spreads as an underdog on the road under this coach. He's 12-4 against the spread when getting points. Now, you may have missed the boat here a little bit on some of these points, but you still get that hook on an 8.5. Also, the Huskies have also covered 8 of their last 11 non-conference games. Boston College haven't been great so far with Hafley. 15-20 with them, 16-19 against the spread. They do return 15 starters. They have a veteran offensive line, certainly. Maybe the values with BC because of the move off a 12, off a 10.5, but Northern Illinois is a pretty nice cover. They have a sophomore quarterback at BC, just started a handful of games last year. And Boston College, pretty bad in this role. They are just 4-10 against the spread in non-conference games. Match that up with Northern Illinois' record of 8-3 in their last non-conference games. You got exactly the opposite. So, it's kind of screaming to take Northern Illinois here. And this total kind of dropping. Look, ACC against the MAC is usually pretty strong. ACC teams have gone 16-8 last 24 matchups against MAC opponents. So this one's pretty close to the best here for me. Man, probably going to be here. Whew. Let me take a look at one more note here. And see, do you guys have anything on that? I was hoping for more contributions from you guys. Oh, gosh, Boston College can run up the score. Thomas, that worries me a little bit. I was trying to find a way to get on the Huskies here. They're the ones that seem to cover the numbers. To me, the Eagles, I don't know. They seem to be kind of on the decline. They can't seem to get over the hump. That's for sure. They're winning. What are they winning? 7 games, 6 games. No more than 8. I know that. They haven't won more than 8 in I don't know. How long has it been? 15 years? So Northern Illinois might be the side here. I'm going to go over in this one with Northern Illinois and Boston College. Man, could they both get into the high 20s or even the 30s here in this one? Am I using a premium here? I don't know. Oh, yeah, but so did Northern Illinois. So Northern Illinois games are all about the dog. I wouldn't mind taking the dog here. I'll go over, though, and if it goes over, I think we're going to see a shootout in this one. Not because of overwhelming offense, just poor defense in this one. So take the over. Okay. Oh, man. Get me out of here. I want to watch tennis. I enjoy being with you guys. I know we're dropping off here. Nobody likes college football or my previews or whatever. So I know you guys will be into it by Saturday, and I'll tell you to go back and watch the preview. And this one is Ball State going up against Kentucky. I'm showing Kentucky here, a 26-point favorite. The total 49.5. This is definitely a total that has been on the rise, no doubt about it. Out of this card, this one I had opening as low as 43.5. I think in general the market opener was just a point or two lower, maybe 47.5, 48.5 or so up market wide. But I don't know. It seems like you might with Ball State and Kentucky here. Call this one up. In this one, thank you, bear with me. All right. With these two teams, Ball State and Kentucky on Saturday. Thanks, you guys. Here we go. All right. Kentucky, like I said, at 26. Look, I mean, they probably should be able to get a 4-touchdown win here. Maybe that 26 will kind of keep me interested here in this one. I'm not sure Ball State has the offense necessarily to help this total get over. It might be all Kentucky in this one. Maybe Ball State can get a second touchdown. I don't know if they can, actually. In this one, Kentucky, if they were able to get 5 touchdowns, I'm going to be on the under here. I can't see it. I can't see Ball State getting more than 2 scores. Look, I guess the score would call for Kentucky getting 5 touchdowns. here in this one, but I'm not so sure they can do that. Um, Kentucky covers at home right now. They're monster covers. I know it's a tough pill to swallow at 26 points. Uh, 35-7 works. 35-14. That still works. Doesn't get a cover. I'm going under. I'm going under in this one at 49.5. I think this total, it may go up even. It may go up. But I think I'm going to be on the under in this one. Ball State's okay, I think, getting numbers on the road. And I will say that, man, Ball State, they have done themselves no favors in their schedule here early on. I'll take the under in this one with Ball State and Kentucky. And, yeah, thanks, Thomas, for hanging out with me. It's just you and I at this point, Diddy. Utah State going to take on Iowa. I want to leave now. You guys don't like college football. Nobody wants to make any picks. Nobody's ready for college football. Iowa minus 24, total 43.5 here in this one. This one's seen some play, I think, on Iowa. I'm showing some off-season lines as low as 19 in this one. The total definitely was higher. I saw this one maybe as high as 48. Recently, an opener of 48 all the way down to 43. I get it. I totally get it when you're talking about these two. I mean, how is Utah? What's Utah State really going to do in this game? And we know that Iowa was a big joke to all of us last year a little bit, right? With that I think they had the weakest offense in the country, and now you're going to have them beating these Aggies by 24 points. I don't know. What are you expecting Iowa to do? Get like, 5 touchdowns here? The team that can't even move the ball? So, look, the Aggies used to be money, right? They used to be the team that you could go to the bank with, take the points with. But last year they weren't too sweet, I don't believe. Iowa plays their big rivalry game with Iowa State next week. So, still, Iowa got that bowl win last year. There's too many points here, I would think, for an Iowa team. I'm sure the offense will be better, won't it? But, man, they were just dismal on offense last year. Thomas will take Utah State. Thanks, Thomas, for hanging out with me. Thanks, you guys, for listening to my picks here. I'm going to end up being on the Aggies. Look, 25.5 was cool, but no problem. Still take these points here. 24 points for Utah State. I'm going to grab them. That's my show play here. That total's gone a little low for me. I mean, I would think under, but man, maybe the value could be gone with that total. I don't think it's going back up. That's for sure. All right, here's an important game. Certainly, everyone's going to be interested in this one with Colorado and TCU, and of course, I'm interested in this one. And everyone's going to talk about Coach Prime, and I'm going to talk about Coach Prime. And look, why not? I mean, look what Coach Prime did at Jackson State. This is not it wasn't a joke. I mean, Jackson State was one of the best programs, in their division for 25 years, right? I mean, ever since I could remember, even understanding football, like from the mid 70s almost to 2000, man, they played like 700 ball, even better. I think they're like 725, 733. They had good coaches. Coach of the year, they had a coach of the year 7 times. Then they went downhill. Big time, and Jackson State was no more. And they were playing like a couple of seasons where, I don't know, they were 25% winning percentage. Then Sanders came in, changed everything, right back. Two-time coach of the year. He built it right back up, 80% winning percentage. Look, I know it's all at that level. Coach Prime wears his heart on his sleeve. You're going to, they're going to be detractors. He has a camera following him around. I mean, he wants to keep himself on, upper moral high ground, if you will. Told those players to their face, hey, good luck to you. You're not for us. The 53 roster turnaround. They still return 9 starters, 6 on offense, 3 on defense, and they're pretty much a new offensive line, I would say. Sanders was 27-6 at Jackson State, Colorado. Times are bad. They're ready. They're ready. You saw those I watched those press conferences. I'm ready to go with Sanders and Shador at quarterback. He had 26 starts at Jackson State. So, he's your man here. They're getting 20 points from TCU. We go on all day about TCU and that crazy game. What a game it was. That was incredible. But, to score that touchdown and then end up losing by 50, 60 points. I don't even remember what the score was now, 65-7 or so. So, just want to mention one thing here real quick. Oh, no. Thought I saw some action on one of those baseball games. Let's continue on here with this. I want to get these games out of the way a little bit since we're losing views without Mindy. It feels like, and nobody likes college football. I know there's a few comments so going to be on this game. Utah. Let's see. TCU money at home. TCU been a pretty bad home favorite. Real bad, as a matter of fact, 10-17-2 as a home favorite. But I will note that they are 18-12-2 against the spread in non-conference games. Sonny Dykes pretty strong as a home favorite, 25-18 as a home favorite. They've got to replace Duggan. Duggan got cut, huh? Is that what I saw? Did he get picked up by anybody? Did Duggan get cut? That's a bummer if he did. Didn't think he would. I thought he might, land. But anyways, they got a quarterback, a sophomore. He started 3 games. They do return 10 starters, but just 3 on offense off that 13-2 team. 65-7 was the score against Georgia, right? Got to refresh my memory a little bit looking at the game logs here. They do return some offensive line a little bit. I'd say that's where their leadership comes. Hi, Tucker Boy. Nice to see you. Thanks for commenting on this one. So, all right. Last year, the 2 teams did play. It was 38-13. TCU got the win. They covered the spread. They were favored by 14 points. Now, we didn't know TCU was going to go on to be 13-2, right? Did we? I don't think so. And Colorado, we know they were a joke, right? I know they had my guy Carl Durrell coaching. Carl Durrell fan. I just like him as a man. I like him as a coach. Sorry, it didn't work out for Carl, but man, that one it does seem like a little bit like. I'm probably going to take the Buffs here, you guys. Come on, the Buffs. Taking Colorado and Coach Prime. I'm a believer. I don't think they're going to turn around. They're going to win the conference. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. But if I'm getting 20 points for Coach Prime right now, probably going to be on it. And who knows? When you get this is an unprecedented situation to bring in this many new players, and why wouldn't it work? Who wouldn't want to coach at Colorado? Really, in the end, even though we've gone through a series of coaches over the years and things haven't worked out. But Boulder's a great place, man. Boulder's beautiful, and given the history of Colorado going back, to the day. So, all right, Colorado has a chance. That score is going to go up. All right, I'm taking Colorado. Lousy love on Colorado. Hope I'm not bumming you out, you guys. We're down to 60 viewers. And here comes Virginia and Tennessee. We're almost through these two more games. Two more games will get you out of here. Tennessee's favored by by 4 touchdowns on poor UVA. The total 55.5 here. Man, the glory days are back, huh? For Tennessee in this one. Let's take a look at this one with Virginia and Tennessee. Let's see. I know this was a time change, so I'm going to go down my schedule a little bit here, right? Yes, there we go. This one's being played in Nashville, so neutral site. Not a neutral site. I mean, it's still going to be predominantly Tennessee crowd, certainly, but they're going to play this one in the Titans Stadium here. Tennessee favored by 28 points. And the total here, 55.5. Is this going to go any lower? I hope so. I'm going over. I'm going over. I think I was going to go premium, but I think I'm just going to give it out here. I'm going over in this one. Look, Virginia does have a lot to replace on offense. 6 starters, but most of them are on the offensive line. No doubt about it. But I do like this quarterback that they brought in. One AA quarterback last year, but he has 23 games under his belt. He played at Monmouth. The quarterback transferred, of course, to NC State. And Cavs pretty good at covering numbers in non-conference games. 21-14 in their last 35 games, non-conference against the spread, and 11-8 against the spread as a road dog. Tennessee coming off that great season, of course. Last season, they returned 12 starters, including that quarterback. Started 9 games last year. They also have a top recruit, of course. Of course they do. We know. And Heupel has been pretty strong getting these numbers. 8-2 in non-conference favorites. 11-4 against the spread as a favorite. Man, but 28 points. Well, I'm going over. I'm going over 55.5. If Virginia has anything for them, hey, France destroys Iran, 137 points. So thanks everybody for tuning in for that free winner. You can pick up my premium picks. Hey, you know what? I might have a play here for you right at the end on tomorrow's FIBA. I've already scouted the card out a little bit, and I don't know. We're winning so many of these. I know we lost one tonight. One out of I didn't check the other final. Might have 2. 2 was coming in pretty big day getting FIBA. And have maybe another play for you here. Tennessee team total over for Tucker Boy. Thomas says he likes Tennessee to win this one. Virginia may get that money. I've got the over. One more game on Saturday I'm going to preview here between Louisiana Tech and SMU. And we've seen Louisiana Tech, right? So we got a little bit to work with here. They're getting 19.5 points here. That's up quite a bit despite Tech's win. So the total here up to 67 now, off an opener of 65. That total seems to be on the rise. I don't disagree with that. I mean, this thing, man, it feels like this game could be in the 70s, the way it's going. But again, we're definitely tempering our enthusiasm a little bit with those new rules. I mean, we saw one. God, what was it? The arm was it the Navy Notre Dame? I mean, you looked up and the first quarter was like was gone in a snap. This game opened as low as 13 and a half, I believe, in the summer lines. It opened up in general as high as 16 and a half, though, here in this one. For Louisiana Tech, back-to-back 3-9 seasons. They do have an experienced quarterback. Like I said, they have an experienced quarterback. Here, they struggle as a road dog, just 4-19 over the last few seasons. Last week's game, though, was pretty good for Louisiana Tech. They trailed that game 14-0 to FIU. Ended up pulling it off 22-19. I think SMU can run some numbers here, and I think Louisiana Tech going to be trailing them along a little bit, but I think the offense, that was impressive for them to do that. They outgained Florida International 447-182. You know, like I said, they trailed by 2 touchdowns. They ended up with 333 yards through the air with that new quarterback. New quarterback to them. Like I said, he's a junior. He played at Boise State. Started for 2 seasons. So plenty of experience. SMU pretty good as a home favorite, but man, this is getting into the danger territory now. At 19.5, I saw maybe we did get as high as 20.5. So there's been a little bit of buyback here. We know the SMU quarterback. He's with Wisconsin now, and so SMU is inexperienced. They have a sophomore with 1 start basically under his belt. 16 starters overturned for SMU. That's a big deal. But the spread's probably going too high. Look, SMU, for that, they've been playing 67% football over the last 4 years, 32-16 record, but just 23-25 against the spread. Sometimes the spread a little bit too high. Teams played last year. SMU was favored by 11 points. The game was in Ruston, and SMU won by 2. So let's take Louisiana Tech in this one. I'm going to take Louisiana Tech at 19.5. I think we're going to probably end up there. I don't think it's going bad. I think 20s might be gone. But Louisiana Tech is my play here at 19.5. So, by the way, SMU next week, I'm going to play Oklahoma. Just going to play Oklahoma. So, get the Pony Express, turn back the clock a little bit. Thanks a lot, everybody. Did I forget anything? I've been here with you for 2 hours and lost all of you already. Nobody wants me. They want Mindy back, and I do too. So thank you, everybody, for a great show. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. There you'll find the premium picks. Absolutely our best picks every day over at Tony'sPicks.com. We know now when the show gets too long, but we've got college football, man, and I want to talk about every game, and I want to give you picks. Let's see how we do, especially with today. Thank you, everybody. Here come the salutations a little bit. I know you guys were watching there. Thank you. And head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Pick up our premium picks. Absolutely our best picks. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages, including mine today. College football, Major League Baseball, 4 games on tap. That WNBA action as well. All right. I'll be back with more tomorrow. We'll preview 4 more. I'm going to do more college football if you guys can come ready. I'm going to go down maybe the middle of the card for Saturday, and then we'll do the late part of the card on Saturday. Don't know how else you want to run it, but I know we want Mindy back. Okay, Daryl, make sure we get Toledo on the board in that game with Illinois. So probably maybe that one would be on Saturday if that's what you're asking. If you're asking me to do it today, I don't know if I'm quite ready. Even I might not quite be ready for that game, but I will tell you the line move in Illinois, man, they opened about 10.5, now down maybe to 8. Let's not do it. I may not have updated those. So, all right, you guys. Thanks a lot. Our premium picks over at Tony'sPicks.com. Like I said, just click on the premium picks tab here. I got you that winner, you guys. I got you a free win. Oh, let me get you a play. Let me get you a FIBA play for overnight because I'm not going to be on the air. And I'm so into this tournament. We're pretty much smashing it. Make sure you check out my embedded videos. I know we did have one loss in the embedded, but man, other than that, we're certainly well over 75% in these FIBA games. And no wonder they won't let me put them as premiums on the site, probably because of the limits. But it's going to be for tomorrow. All right. It's going to go off at 5:45 Eastern, 4:45 Central, and 2:45 a.m. Pacific. I want you to go under in Latvia versus Spain. Go under Latvia versus Spain tomorrow under 167. USA will be in action against Montenegro. They're favored by 26 points. Check me out in the Discord. In our Discord, maybe I'll have some more picks for you there. All right. For Mindy Hunt. Hope we got to everything, you guys. Did not forget anything at all, please. Thanks a lot. For Mindy Hunt, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining me.